Hey, how are you doing today? Well, today is day 6 of 21, so you're almost a third of the way through amplifying your walk with God. And as you come towards the end of the first week, you're probably getting used to this whole fasting thing. I don't know about you, but I always struggle with the first 3 or 4 days. And then I start to get used to not eating, and the hunger pangs begin to subside as my body adjusts. And I get to the point where the last 5 days of this journey, I start to get anxious about breaking the fast as I've become used to these new habits. And I say that simply because I think there's a parallel between that and what happens in our spiritual life and our walk with God. You see, when we first become a Christian, we're so excited about our new life, about our newfound freedom from guilt. Every day we can't wait to get out of bed and read the Bible and discover something new about God and what that means for us. And at work, we can't wait to have someone just come up to us and say something like, "Why are you so happy? What's changed in your life? You're different." Simply so that we can tell them about Jesus and our new faith. Yet as the months go by, that first flush of joy, that first excitement, that first love begins to tone itself down a little, doesn't it? It's not that we don't believe or aren't thankful, it's just that we've got used to it. In the book of Revelation, Jesus speaks to the Ephesian church about how their love for God and for each other had become like that. He tells them that they had lost their first love. Their first love was characterized by the zeal with which they took hold of the gospel, that they had been saved and made alive together with Christ because of his great love for them. In fact, so overwhelmed were they by the joy that came from understanding that they were once dead in their sin, but now made new and alive in Christ, that they'd had a reputation for being joyful. So what happened? I think the same thing that happens to us all if we don't stay alert. They'd let the culture of their day, the world in which they had lived, influence them and shape them more than the ways of God. Without realizing it, they'd slowly gone back to living the way everyone else was. Jesus hasn't forgiven you simply to get you to heaven. He's forgiven you so that you can start living as him. As John Piper reminds us in today's fasting thought, Christian fasting at its root is the hunger or a homesickness for God. In other words, when we deny ourselves through fasting, it heightens our desires for God and we become more aware of who we're called to be. You see, fasting helps reawaken our first love. So don't give up. Be encouraged, because he who began a work in you will see it through to its fullness as you fall in love with Jesus again and again and again. And so until next time, God bless you and hang in there.